We're going to be talking to Stephanie Barger about how to care for your dog in summer. Stephanie, what type of special considerations are there for taking care of dogs in the summertime?
A big one is the heat. And so you want to make sure that your dog stays hydrated. Just a little bit of a reminder that if you are doing water activities with your dogs, it is possible for them to get what is called water intoxication. And that's when they're getting too much water. So if you're doing something like dock diving or they're playing in the water a lot, they can actually swallow water while they're playing. And so that can result in them getting too much water. And so that's water intoxication. But I'm going to talk a little bit about dehydration, which is more common. And that is basically your dog is not getting enough water. So you want to be looking for things like lethargy, dry gums, in severe cases, heat stroke. You're going to want to make sure that you're always providing your dog access to fresh water during the summer. You want to make sure whether your dog lives inside or outside, that is clean water and it is refreshed regularly. So you might want to think about some of those fountain-like ones that are constantly cycling the water so that it's fresh. If your dog spends a lot of time outside, whether that's during activities or that's just where they like to be, please consider making sure that those fountains or bowls are in shaded areas so that it stays cool. You also might want to avoid reflective bowls. Those are some things to take into consideration. And you also want to make sure that you're offering your dog water every 20 to 30 minutes if you're out on an activity. Be sure that you are taking either a collapsible bowl or some kind of container that your dog can drink out of and that they are comfortable drinking out of it before you go. So they have all sorts of wonderful things, but some dogs are like, no, that's not my water bowl. I'm not going to drink out of that. So make sure that they are comfortable drinking out of whatever you're carrying the water in or plan on giving them the water in. So that's the hydration part of things. And then you have to be careful about the hot surfaces because your dogs can actually get severe burns on the pads of their feet. And that means that they are having trouble walking at that point if that's happening. So you want to make sure that the surface that you're asking them to walk on is not too hot. So pavement, asphalt, gravel, artificial turf, sand, these are all things that will retain the heat and be hotter than what you think they are. So if you're walking and you want to work on these surfaces, you want to test them first. And the way that you do that is you take the back of your hand and you put it down with a little bit of pressure as if it was a foot that was walking. And you're going to hold it there for 3 to 5 seconds. If that is too warm for you to do that comfortably, you shouldn't have your dog walk on it. And you just want to make sure that you're not putting your dog through that. Now, there are things like salves that you can put on your dog's feet to create a barrier between their paws and hot surfaces. You can teach your dog how to walk in booties or shoes. If they are not amenable to either of these things, then you're going to make sure that you're going to walk on grass or dirt paths where the ground is going to stay cooler. Even concrete is going to become really hot.
Here in Las Cruces, we have super hot weather. Like yesterday, it was 107 degrees. And we have a farm
Mm,
market every Saturday, and we see a lot of people with their dogs with the little booties on to protect them from.
yes.
The dogs really do take to those fairly well.
If you take the time to train them and you resist the urge, some dogs get really sensitive. So don't laugh. It's going to look funny when they first try and start walking in them. And you're going to want to make sure that before you even ask them to walk in them, you're getting them comfortable with them going on and off and then walking. And walking can be funny. I'm sure people have seen the videos out on Instagram. Try not to laugh at your dog because some dogs are sensitive to that, and then it will prevent them from wanting to keep working through with the boots.
I had no idea dogs were sensitive, could be.
Yes, yes. If you're laughing at them, some dogs don't like it. And then just a couple of other things. Make sure that you're watching out for heat stroke. On a 70-degree day, the inside of a car can reach 100 degrees in 20 minutes. So that is deadly to your dog. So you want to make sure, and that's at 70 degrees. So you can imagine how fast it's going to heat up when the temperature is hotter. So you want to make sure that you know the early warning signs for heat stroke: excessive panting, drooling, vomiting, acting lethargic, immediately get your dog cooled. Please do not use ice or cold water. What you're going to use is cool water, and you can use a fan and also cool them down with wet towels, but make sure you're using cool water, not cold water or ice water. It's too big of a shift.
What else do we need to know? Anything? This is great.
Uh, Bug prevention, make sure you have them protected from mosquitoes, fleas, and ticks, all of which will carry disease. Ticks are Lyme disease and Rocky Mountain fever. Mosquitoes are heartworms, so make sure that your dogs are protected from those. You also may want to keep them indoors at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. And then finally, summer grooming. Please make sure that you are getting all of that undercoat out from your dog because it will maintain heat unnecessarily. I do not suggest that you shave your long-haired dogs. They have mechanisms in place to help keep cool, and you will ruin their coat. In most instances, it will never grow back the same. And so if you are really concerned about your dog's comfort during the summer, I would get with a good groomer who can thin out their coat rather than shaving it down. That's pretty much it.
That's great. What wonderful information. I really We're going to be doing another one that we'll be posting more toward the fall about special considerations for your dogs for autumn. So watch for that. And just as a reminder, if you do need Stephanie for any reason, she's a wonderful animal behaviorist, quite the expert. You can see all the lists of her credentials in the show notes. She's available for your calls. So thank you very much, Stephanie. We'll see you here again soon.
All right, bye-bye.